Hi. Today I am going to explain about an example of adverse possession so that you can understand the concept of adverse possession. Now, what is adverse possession? It is a possession which is hostile. So, hostile means notorious. So, the best way to understand adverse possession or the meaning of adverse possession is it is a notorious possession, it is a hostile possession, it is a possession by a trespasser, a possession by an encroacher, a possession by a squatter. So, the common language you can understand it as notorious. And strangely, the fundamental principles of adverse possession or a notorious possession is that it must be open, it must be continuous, and it must be peaceful. These are the three basic principles of adverse possession. Now, coming to the example of adverse possession, imagine you have a piece of land in a place and you have a neighbor who also has a piece of land to the equal extent, and he constructed a house at some particular point of time. Imagine in an year 2010, he started constructed a house and he completed the house in the same year 2010. And you met him, you had coffee with him, you went to his housewarming function. You were also present at the time of construction of the house, but you didn't notice that he encroached around 1 to 2 feet into your plot by constructing a compound wall. So you are aware that he is constructing the house, you are aware that he is constructing the compound wall, and still you are silent. You are not only silent for 12 years, you are silent for more than 12 years. Now in 2024, when you plan to construct your house, you took a measurement of the property. When you took the measurement of your property, you found out at that point of time, beyond 12 years, in the instant example it is 14 years, that he encroached into your property by 1 or 2 feet. Then you started the legal proceedings or questioning the neighbor about encroachment. In this case, all the principles of adverse possession are applied in favor of the neighbor who took your property or who encroached into your property by 1 to 2 feet. I will explain how. The basic thing is he encroached into your property openly. There is no secrecy here. You were aware that he is constructing a compound wall. You kept quiet. So the knowledge of adverse possession comes into play when both the owner and the trespasser are aware of the encroachment. The owner slept over his rights. The actual owner slept over his rights. So it is openly claimed by the encroacher or the trespasser or the squatter that he is in possession of the property. And the owner knows that he is in the possession of the property by way of constructing a compound wall. He kept quiet. He ignored his property. He ignored about the trespassing of his property. So the possession is continuous for more than a period of 12 years. It is open, it is peaceful. The whole world knows that it is being enjoyed by the trespasser. So everybody must think, the whole world must think that the possession of the trespasser is adverse to the owner. Even the owner knows, in the instant example, even the owner knows that it is, if it is a mistake or not, it is not the question here. The owner is aware that the neighbor constructed a compound wall. Maybe the owner ignored, maybe the owner slept over his rights. But law will understand it as owner is not bothered about his property being encroached by the neighbor. Owner is not a layman. So in these circumstances, there should be a property which is an actual possession of the property. There should be the knowledge that it is being encroached to both the parties. One is notorious, the other is actual. The actual knowledge will be to the owner, the notorious knowledge will be to the trespasser. And it should be open. And it should be continuous for more than a period of 12 years. And it should be peaceful. There are no court cases between these two parties. It means the possession is peaceful. In these circumstances, all the principles of adverse possession come into play, and the true owner will lose the 1 to 2 feet of the property that was encroached by the trespasser. So the trespasser perfected his title by way of adverse possession. So if these are the principles that are applied, then only adverse possession comes into play. It is very difficult to claim title through adverse possession. Please note this point. It's not easy. Thank you. Thanks for watching. If you have any doubts, kindly comment.